Hello there and welcome to this video where we're going to talk to all you parents out there and help you answer that question, how can I help my child get into college? It's an important question and that's what we're going to be dealing with in this video. All right, all you parents out there, first thing we got to talk about is how we can sometimes maybe do too much for them. So we're going to talk about what that would look like. We want to really understand what most successful students have in common, because that's what we want to try to build up. How to not only shape our children's mindset so they're ready, but we might need to look at our own as well. So we'll try and talk about mindset in general, plus a couple other topics, and that is what we'll be addressing in this video. So having spent 30 years in public education, working with middle school students, but also working with families and coaching athletes and stuff, so seeing the high school pressures, one of the things that became apparent as a number of parents really wanted the best for the kids. They wanted to help push them along, help them to get into that good college. And believe it or not, starting middle school, that really is kind of the driving thing. You want them to do well in middle school so they can take their AP classes and the right classes early enough in high school so that they can get the credits as they move forward and get it. There's that snowball effect, right? And there are times, too many times, quite frankly, where I've seen parents wanting the best for the kid, wanting to help them, but they end up doing for them. And by doing too much for them, they aren't building up their child's own accountability. They aren't pushing their child outside their own comfort zone, which is a must in order for them to grow. It's a must in order for them to develop some of those skill sets by doing it themselves. And that experience is actually hindering the child's ability to showcase the talents, the skills, the personal growth, the leadership that they need to get into those very schools that the parents are trying to help them to do. So there's a very cautionary tale, because we want to really kind of delve into this. Why are the parents doing that? It's their own fear of what's going to happen to their child if they don't, and that their child won't be able to get into the schools that they need to get in, to have the education they need, to have the money, the prestige, all whatever it is they're looking. It's those parents' own individual fears. So you got to take inventory yourselves, all you parents out there, and let go. Let go of some of that. I do have to tell a quick story about, this is a story my dad told about his philosophy on raising me, his son. And I was probably about 9, and we were at maybe it was New York City on a vacation trip, and we were in a big building, a huge mall, or it could have even been like Grand Central Station waiting for something, but it was a big building, and I need to go use the restroom. So my dad brought me to like the map that's in the place to show him where restaurant rooms are, and asked if I thought I could find it. I was, yeah. I said, all right, go ahead. Now, unbeknownst to me, he was hanging off back, following me to just kind of making sure that I could get there, and nothing happened. Got there, went to the bathroom, came back. But that's that sort of hands-off kind of approach that we're talking about, giving your child the opportunity to grow and experience the world on their own. And it sometimes can be frightening for parents. The reason that story is so important is by letting go and letting your child do more, they are developing self-efficacy, perseverance, goal-setting skills. And those 3, according to the University of Chicago Consortium, predict academic success more than anything else, right? Those skills can't really be developed when parents are trying to do too much for the child, which again happens too often. So it's really important to recognize that the more control you can give your child, the more responsibility, having them take responsibility for that success of getting to college, the more you give them to do and help them, not by doing for them, but by encouraging them to get those things done, the more those major skill sets that predict academic success get developed. What we're really talking about is what I talk about in all these videos all the time, right? It's mindset. It's helping your child develop the beliefs that are going to lead to that academic success, that perseverance and stick-to-itiveness and feeling confident about yourself and being able to set goals, those beliefs that drive that, the values that drive that, the strategies, those are all part of the mindset. So as a parent, your responsibility really is to figure out how to help them develop that mindset, doing things, having them experience those things, showing them tools that they can use to manage the emotions when they don't go the way they want, showing them ways to reframe situations that may have been a negative outcome, something that they didn't want to have happen, so that they can take the lesson out of that and move forward. Those sort of skills are important to train and develop. And if you as a parent, and I'm working with adults as well, a lot of adults we were never trained. We were never really taught how to develop those skills. So a lot of us struggle with that. So if that's you, then maybe you need to find somebody, some system, some program, what have you, to help your child develop those, because it's a vital skill to have. It's all mindset related. And if you stop and take a step back to think about that, we all kind of know that that's true, right? So the best thing you can do for your child is help them develop those beliefs, the strategies, the emotional management skills that are going to help them be able to take lessons even from so-called failures, take control of those emotions, move forward and go on, because life will knock you down. It's mindset that's going to allow you to get back up. One of the most important things you can do to help your child is be encouraging, be positive, help them reframe things. Sometimes you need to step back and give them some space, right? If you see they're kind of really upset over the way something happened at school, whether it's an academic thing or a sports thing or something happened in some extracurricular, some tension with a boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you. Sometimes we need to step back a little bit, give them a little bit of space, but not forget it, right? And then it's about having a conversation, asking a lot of questions. One of the most valuable things that as a parent you can learn to do is ask process-oriented questions, just to help one interrupt any negative pattern you're seeing, but to also begin to help the child figure out, yeah, what am I doing that's creating me to feel anxious, sad, depressed, angry, frustrated, whatever the emotion is. What's triggering that? And then how am I going about creating those feelings inside of myself, right? How are you doing that? Then once they begin to, go inside to figure it out, you've interrupted the pattern and you can begin to maybe make some suggestions, right? It's a very valuable technique. To this day, my daughter will tell you, when I did that with her when she was little, it enabled her, because she was having bad dreams, right? So I told her, just turn the channel. Something very simple like that in the show. Like, you got a little switch in there, right? A little like a channel thing on the TV. Just change the channel. She was young enough where it's like, oh, okay. To this day, she will tell you, she's a young woman now, that her ability to, she's a creative writer, likes writing, she's written some books, is that her creativity came about because she switched the channel in her head. So that little simple pattern interrupt back when she was a child changed the direction of her life. All right, done yet another video. And as always, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel, but also encourage you to register for a free webinar I have, a free masterclass. It's entitled Enhance Your Child's Performance to Next Level Success in Academics, the arts, athletics, and life, because that's going to talk a little bit more detail about what I just shared with you. So check that out, get that registered, and come back and see us in another video.